What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, let's dive into the best raids that you should be doing to farm Herba Mystica in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's DLC, the Teal Mask. It is so easy to get Herba Mystica legit now in the game. They buffed the raids, and I'm going to show you which raids that you should do, which mons you should build to do them, and just going over the general raid strategy. And of course, guys, like this type of content, enjoy my videos, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining the Pan Fam by hitting that join channel member button below. Now, which Herba Mystica raids should you be farming? Well, 5 and 6 star raids are gonna be the raids that drop Herba Mystica in general. Don't do 1, 2, 3, or 4 unless you want to do Tera Shard farming. Now, these are gonna be the best raids that you should be farming. And if you're going to be doing 5-star raids, Snorlax, Dusknoir, Mandibuzz, and Bascule Legion all drop every Herba Mystica. They all have a shot at dropping at least one Herba Mystica. Each one of those Herba Mystica are at a 10.87% chance. So let's just say an 11% chance that you defeat the raid, that you're going to at least get one of the 5 Herba Mystica. Of course, you can get multiple of each, and you can technically hit that 10% chance or 11% chance on each one of the Herba Mystica and get all 5 in just one raid. So that's a really good odds, honestly, considering that there's 5 Herba Mystica that can drop in general. You sort of have like a 50% chance right there of just getting at least one, which is actually incredibly good. Now, for 6-star raids, you have only a few Pokemon that can do it: Snorlax, Poliwrath, and Bascule Legion. They have a 13.64% chance, rounding up to a 14% chance of dropping an Herba Mystica, but can drop one of the 5, which is really good. So if you do see your 6-star raid being one of these guys, absolutely do it. Now, that doesn't mean that those guys are necessarily the best. If you are farming for specific Herba Mystica, and there is definitely a tier list to Herba Mystica, I would say salty is absolutely the best, and then spicy, and then sweet, and then sour, and honestly, bitter really has no use for the most part. So bitter is definitely the lowest tier. But if you want to go for salties, which is pretty much used in nearly every recipe for Shiny Encounter and Encounter Power Level 3, Golem, Quagsire, Gliscor, Dusknoir, and Como-O are gonna be your best bet. So we're looking at those Pokemon for the most part. Of course, if you want spicy, which I said are also really good, Levany, Conch Elder, Crawdon, Mamoswine, Trevenant, and Morpeko. Now, Morpeko is going to be a version exclusive, same with Gliscor. So if you're on Scarlet, you won't be able to do a Morpeko raid in your game, but if you go online, you'll be able to do those raids there. Now, if you want the full details, you can go on Cerebi.com and you can see all the drops. But, you know, Snorlax was a big one. We're looking at 5-star raids right now. You can see the exact drop rates here, and you can see that these Herba Mystica right here, we're getting 10% on each one of them. So that's how you know that's a really good one to do. Compared to something like a Milotic, you're only going to have a 10% chance at getting a sweet. So it's definitely not worth it if you're going to try to be as optimal as possible. Looking at Dusknoir again, that's another good one to do. So as an example, like, these are the ones you want to target. These are the ones worth doing. It's not saying it's not worth doing the other ones, but if you're going to try to optimally farm on the 5 stars, which do spawn multiple on the map, you don't need to do all these other ones. Just do these ones that give you a lot, like Bascule Legion here. Now, looking at the 6-star ones, Poliwrath, once again, that's a big one right here. You can see that 13.64% here as well. Snorlax is up there as well, too. So these are 2 that you definitely want to do. Now, another important thing is, of course, like, looking at the movesets of these Pokemon. So, like, you don't necessarily want to bring a Pokemon that is going to be weak to, like, fighting or, like, water when you're facing Poliwrath. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Same with Snorlax. Don't necessarily want to bring a Pokemon that's going to be weak to, like, Steel, or it's going to be weak to a Dark as another thing here as well. So just keep in mind that the Pokemon you want to bring for these different raids, of course, their types are going to be random because they're going to be Tera'd. So there are some Pokemon that just don't care. And remember, these are 5-star and 6-star raids, meaning they're not that bad to do. These aren't 7-star raids. You can solo them, but of course, if you do them online, they're going to be even easier, especially because a lot of people at this point are pretty decent at doing raids now. Now, you need a good Pokemon to farm these raids, and the best raid generalist is going to be Annihilate. We're going to talk about some other ones, but for real, Annihilate can pretty much do all of these by himself, especially if you play online. You bring Annihilate, you're most likely going to win. Now, Annihilate, you want to have Tera Ghost and the item Shell Bell. You want to get that HP sustain. You're going to want max HP, max attack, Adamant Nature, and its ability Defiant. So if its stats ever get lowered, whether it's its attack, special attack, defense, speed, special attack, whatever, it will get +2 to its attack stat. So if it gets hit by like a Snarl, as an example, -1 special attack, you just gave me +2 attack for free. And a lot of these raids do lower your stats, whether your speed or defense or whatever, which is a blessing for Annihilate. Now, if you don't know, the reason why Annihilate is so good is because the signature move, Rage Fist. Now, Rage Fist is a ghost type move, meaning the only thing that can resist or is immune to ghost is normal, which you have fighting type moves, stab, super effective fighting type moves to beat normal, or dark, which you also have stab, super effective fighting type moves to beat dark with. So you have perfect coverage on this Pokemon. But the reason why Rage Fist is so good is whenever you take damage, even when you faint and you come back in the Tera Raid battle, this move deals 50 more damage for every time you get hit. It doesn't matter for how much damage, it doesn't matter if you get hit by the opponent. Now, it will cap at 300 damage. So you have a 300 damage stab ghost type move, and then it's going to be Tera boosted when you Tera after doing 3 Rage Fists, and you just pretty much sweep anything with this. The other main move is going to be Screech. So usually how I play is Annihilate uses Screech like on turn 1 or turn 2. It can miss, is only 85% accurate, but you know, you want to at least hit one Screech. And once you start hitting your Screeches, you just start spamming Rage Fist. If the boss ever removes the defense debuffs on itself, just apply another Screech or two and just Rage Fist to victory. I would recommend using PP ups and PP maxes on Rage Fist, so you hit that 16 is very important. And Drain Punch and Close Combat are just going to be great other moves for the fighting coverage on it if you ever happen to use a fighting Annihilate. I would also maybe recommend using an Annihilate that has Fighting Tera if you want to use it as a fighting physical attacker. But yeah, pretty much Annihilate could sweep all of these. But if you don't want to necessarily use Annihilate, we got some other good options. Azumarill is pretty phenomenal as well. Max HP, max attack, Adamant Nature. Huge power, doubles his attack stat, which is absolutely massive. And you can make a Tera Fairy and a Tera Water one, and their movesets are going to be really pretty much the same. You're going to use Belly Drum to lose half your HP, but you're going to max your attack. And you want to have the item Citrus Berry on Azumarill. If you don't know what Citrus Berry does, it's a phenomenal item. When your HP is at 50% or below, you'll regain a portion of your HP back. So Citrus Berry is super good for that additional HP sustain on Azumarill. Pretty much good on any Belly Drum user. And yeah, Play Rough for the Fairy one, Liquidation for the Water one, and then you can have Tickle. Tickle lowers the physical defense and their attack. So this is actually really good to help you do a little bit more damage. You don't necessarily need to use this, but you know, it's still a good option. Pretty much Belly Drum, Play Rough, Belly Drum, Liquidation, Tera Fairy, and Tera Water are going to be your 2 best bets. Now, if you want the best physical, electric, and fighting attacker, Iron Hands is going to work exactly like Azumarill, but honestly, you're a better Pokemon because you have more bulk. You have way more bulk, and fighting electric is crazy. You're going to go max HP, max attack, Adamant Nature. You can run Belly Drum with Citrus Berry. You can run Belly Drum with Life Orb if you want to do even more damage, up to you. You can also run Swords Dance here if you don't want to like cut your HP in half and just do Swords Dance stuff. And then Drain Punch to get all your HP back in close combat to go for the kill. This is a great pick for Violet players for sure. I even run the Electric and the Fighting Tera ones because I think they're so good. Now, if you have Pokemon Home and you played Pokemon Legends Arceus, Ursaluna is crazy good. It's going to be your premier ground attacker, and you use a Flame Orb on it because it has the ability Guts, which gives you a attack boost. And because you're burned, you can't be status by anything else, which is actually pretty phenomenal. So you don't have to worry about your attack getting cut in half by a burn. You actually get a boost by getting burned, and you don't have to worry about status effects. And then you go max HP, max attack, Adamant Nature. You have Belly Drum here, and then you have Stab, Belly Drum, facade coming off, and this is going to do damage of 140. Stab 140 damage. Yeah, it's not super effective, but it makes you a great raid generalist, just so you have this. Headlong Rush is going to do a massive amount of damage. This is just pretty much ground type close combat. And then you could put Earthquake in the last slot. You want to use it as a ground attacker, or you can put Drain Punch if you just want to have this as a general sustained move. And you can run this as Terra Normal and Terra Ground. I actually have both as well. And then another great home option, if you have it, is Arceus. Arceus can be any type, and it's the absolute best raid generalist for special attackers. Essentially, just give it the plate item. It'll change its type to that, and then you can change its Terra type as well. Max HP, max special attack, and it's going to do a lot of damage. And the reason why it's so good is because it has Judgment. So whatever type it is based on its plate, one is going to be getting a damage boost from the plate, but two, Judgment changes its type based on what plate you're holding. And you also have Acid Spray, and Acid Spray works through shields. So you pretty much just start the fight by hitting Acid Spray 3 times, and then you just spam Judgment and then just re-put on your Acid Spray. You also have Calm Mind to further increase your special attack and special defense for more bulk. And if you get low on HP, you just recover. So those are my recommendations for Raid Generalist. It's going to be super easy otherwise. There's a lot of other good Pokemon, like Mew can learn any TM. You can run Mew as a supporter or a special attacker or a physical attacker. That's another great one. I know a lot of people got Mew as a option from the mystery gift, so you can run that too. But there's a lot of Pokemon that can do it, but at the end of the day, Annihilate just does it great in general. So if you just have Annihilate, you're good to go. And you can actually catch a wild Annihilate in the game now. If you didn't know, wild Annihilates will start appearing during the nighttime over on this part of the map in the Kitakami Wilds. So just explore here with a ghost type sandwich at nighttime, and you can catch yourself a wild Annihilate. So let's use Annihilate in this 6-star Poison Basculegion raid. I mean, Basculegion has moves that are going to be super effective against us, but Annihilate is so strong that it sort of doesn't matter. All right, so we got our 6-star Basculegion, Poison Terra, and Annihilate is just gonna run it solo here, and we got a pretty decent support group here to help buff us up. Of course, if you're running solo, turn 1, the AI will always give you a defense tier, which is nice. So we're just gonna go for Screeches in the beginning here. We just want to get some lowering, and we're gonna get some pretty decent damage from our allies too, which is nice. And Basculegion does have Scary Face, so even though we are weak to ghost attacks, it just gave me a +2 Defiant boost. So I'm +2, he's -2, and we're at the end of turn 1 already. And then he just hit me with an Icy Wind, which is gonna do like no damage, and gave me +50 stack to my Rage Fist, and now I'm +4 physical attack. I'm +4, he's -2, and we just finished turn 1 of the raid. So this is already crazy. I don't care that I'm slow. This is fine. I'm gonna go for one more Screech and see if we can get him down a little bit lower. I mean, these Wave Crashers are definitely going to do some more damage for sure, but that's fine because he just get my Rage Fist at 150. We're at 150. He's at -4. I'm at +4. And yeah, we're not at the optimal damage right now for sure for Rage Fist, but I'm just going to start popping off and start hitting him with it. And because he is faster than me now, he's going to make this Rage Fist become a 200 damage move because he just hit me again, which is absolutely great. And now we're going to pop off, do massive amount of damage, and get all that HP back because of Shell Bell. And Annihilate is killing it. So the Basculegions do carry Shadow Ball, but, you know, he may just go for the Rage Fist here and just... I mean, no, he may just go for the Wave Crash here. So now he removed his -4. He removed my +4. But that's fine. We're still in a good spot right here. But at this point in the raid, because we can't use Screech through the shields, we are just going to keep hitting Rage Fist and until we can get our Terra up. And once we get our Terra up, we are going to start popping off and chunking through the shield. I mean, that's still pretty good damage because that's a 250 damage hit right there. We're not going to be getting too much life at this point, though. So now he put up Rain Dance. And something big about Annihilate is I would recommend not using Terra right when you're about to die, because you can only Terra once, right? So that's very important. If you can only Terra once, do it on a fresh life. And because Rage Fist stacks do carry over to the next life, don't be afraid of parachute. Nothing wrong with parachuting here, right? It's totally okay. We did what we needed to do. We're going to be getting Terra off, and we're going to be great. So we can look at our attack, and you can see we have enough to Tera, but we're about to die this turn, so I'm actually going to go for an attack cheer. Because the attack cheer is going to go off before I actually die, which is great. So when we come back, we're going to have an even bigger attack boost sitting for us right here. So now we're down, but that's fine. Doesn't matter. Who cares about the raid timer? We still got plenty of time. Just got to wait 5 seconds. And now we can Tera immediately, have that attack cheer up. And if we get lucky, he may Icy Winter Scary Face us and give us a further boost to our stats, which would be pretty cool. All right, so now I'm just going to hit Tera Rage Fist, and we're just going to hit Profit right here. I still love these bugs that they haven't fixed in the DLC where Pokemon just start disappearing for no reason at all, which is pretty hilarious. And now we're faster because our speed reset because we perished before. All right, so this Rage Fist is doing a lot. And that's with no buffs or debuffs on that side, or our side in general. Yeah, that's doing a lot of damage for sure. That's doing a lot of damage, no doubt, no doubt. That's fine. That doesn't mean anything to me. We just hit Rage Fist. We don't think otherwise. We're still faster. Because Annihilate is hilariously a fast Pokemon. And we're just going to chunk right through the shield right here. Get all that HP back now. And this Basculegion is officially on death's door at this point. Scary Face. Hey, he's gonna lower our speed, but boost our attack is unnecessary. Very unnecessary, but hilarious. That's for sure. And then we're still faster even at -2. It doesn't even matter. And there you have it, guys. That is how we're just gonna sweep pretty much any 6-star raid, 5-star raid with the Annihilate here. Of course, like I said, you can use the other options. Now, for lucky, we're gonna get some Herba Mystica drops because we do have a pretty much a 14% chance of at least getting one Herba Mystica. I'm not gonna go catch this Basculegion because he's not shiny. But let's see our drops. We're gonna get lucky. Oh, we got lucky. We got 3, 1 spicy, 2 sours, and we got a bottle cap. And this is how you can very easily farm. And look at all this other stuff, of course, experience candies. We got shards out of the wazoo. We're so good. And I do have the Tera shard charm from completing the Teal Mask decks. But there you go. This is the best way to farm Tera raids in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the Teal Mask DLC. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next time with more content. Peace out and have a good one.